Well. Look who wants to learn about dating in the Navy. What is the relationship like gonna be between me and my significant other? How is that gonna change? What's gonna happen when I'm thousands of miles apart from my loved one? I'm gonna address all that in this video. With my limited time in the military, I have seen quite a few things. So I'm gonna hope I can at least alleviate some stresses that you guys may have, some questions, answer some questions that you guys may have. And yeah, so today we're gonna be talking about dating in the United States Navy. Let's get right into this. Let's just start at the minimum level, right? Let's just start at when you first start out, right? And that is when you go to Navy boot camp. Let's backtrack a little bit. So I was in a relationship, right? And that relationship was fairly fresh. 1 month. I was only in that relationship 1 month deep, right? So I was thinking like, damn, like I'm about to be in the fucking military. I'm about to be in the Navy. I'm about to be in a 10-week boot camp. And I just got in this fresh relationship. That's probably my fault for getting into that. But we live and we learn, right? I'm 1 month new into this relationship, 10 weeks, Navy boot camp, and I'm thinking, all right, I do not want to put this poor girl through all this stress. I don't want to be sending letters back and forth. Hey, I'm just saying, like, you know, you're gonna be sending letters back and forth. You can be worrying about trying to graduate boot camp. I could barely know how to swim. I got all these things in the back of my mind, and then I gotta worry about this. Mind you, this is the first relationship I ever had right out of high school, right? So my first relationship, it was just too much. So I just had to cut my losses and just end the relationship there before I got to boot camp, so I was able to fully commit to Navy boot camp. And I feel like some of you guys can relate to that. If you guys have had a recent relationship or a fresh relationship and then you had to join boot camp, you guys had to think about, man, like, is this relationship even going? Should I still maintain the relationship? If so, you're gonna have to go the extra mile trying to communicate with your partner and help them understand what you're going through, the journey that you're about to encounter, right? Communication is key when you're in the military, just not even the Navy, just the military in general, because like you're gonna be thousands of miles away from your partner. Your partner's gonna be worried about you. You know, how's my baby doing? How's my girl doing? You just have to communicate with them, and it has to go both ways. You know what I'm saying? It has to go both ways. What I've seen in the Navy so far, right? I've only been in a year and some change, right? I was in boot camp. People was wilding. I don't like people was wilding. Like they was getting the GOG 3000 in the head. I'm just gonna say it was making bad memories in the laundry room, and they was getting caught. But at the same time, people are wilding because you put all these mostly 18, 19, 20-year-olds in this compartment, and they horny. They're gonna find a way to make it happen, you know? There's a reason why they call it boot camp goggles. That 5 out of 10 girl in civilian world, she gonna look like a 10 out of 10 in boot camp because you ain't really exposed to other women or the other gender, you know, the other sex in boot camp. So I'm gonna say, like, just be careful, just focus on what you gotta do in boot camp. Once you graduate boot camp, and then you get to your A school, that's when you really start getting a taste of relationships and cheating and all that drama, all that jazz, all that cool stuff. Because once you get out, right, you're just a hornball. Like you got all these, you know what I'm saying, these hormones going. You're just ready to just fuck anything you see. I'm just gonna keep it 100, man. I was the same way. Like I was like, God damn, I was locked up for 10 weeks. You know, all I could do is just stare at a girl. Now I'm able to talk to them again. I'm able to kind of converse with them. You see it. Like sometimes I'll be out and I'm like, hold up, bro. You married, you got 2 kids, and you fuck with this little 8-year-old thotty, bro. You 30 years old. Like, what you doing, bro? You'll see, like, married people are going to be cheating, and it's not like it's a guarantee. Like, oh my God, like, is my husband gonna cheat on me? Like, anybody that's married that's watching this, be like, oh my God, like, is my partner gonna cheat? As long as you communicate with them, and you know, whatever comes with, you know, having a good marriage. I don't know, because I'm not married. Most of the time, those relationships are already failing. I think when they get out of boot camp, they don't have the discipline to at least, or you know, to at least communicate with their spouse. And 9 times out of 10, they go out and cheat. When they're out in town, they go out and cheat. They go crazy. You know, they don't forget about it. They don't tell nobody. And I guarantee you, that wife probably doesn't even know her husband ever cheated because nobody ever said anything about it. So the guy doesn't lose or the girl doesn't lose. It doesn't matter. So when you're out in town, that's probably where most of the rampant cheating starts. Also, top of that, like when you in A school, you only gonna be there for a limited amount of time. And it's like, wait a fucking minute. You wanna get married in A school, and then you guys are gonna get deployed literally across the. It's like, come on. I'm not a big advocate of long distance relationships, but like, if you can make it work, you can make it work. But 9 times out of 10, that shit is gonna fall apart. Like, you guys just met each other within the first 2 months, right? And if you're getting married for BAH, if you are getting married for BAH, get the fuck out of here because that shit is done, bro. Oh my God, bro. Like, you're literally setting yourself up for failure. But if you are doing that, I wish you the best of luck. You know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. Because, you know, what do I know? What do I know about relationships? Yeah, I will see a lot of people get married in A school, and it's just like they will meet a nice, cute, emo thought. Some of these guys will meet a nice, cute, emo girl like at the bar or something, and they're like, oh man, like yeah, she's the one, bruh, she's the one. And they'll put a ring on it by like the second month, and like you gotta watch out though. Like a lot of guys that are watching this, like about to join, if you like broadcast like, oh yeah, like I'm in the military, I'm in the Navy and stuff like that, like there are gonna be certain people out there that are gonna want to take advantage of you. Like that's kind of like putting a target on your back. So I would just be wary of who I'm really discussing that to. I mean, your partner's gonna have to know eventually you're in the military, right? But like you don't want to tell that on the first. I don't know because if a person is really about to get into a relationship with you because you know they can maintain or they can gain some benefits from dating you, then you're basically screwed, bro. She gonna use you, he gonna use you. I would kind of be wary of getting a relationship in A school because I see most of the relationships don't work anyways. They get cheated on. Other person say, all right, bro, I don't think I can do this. They quit out of the relationship, or you know what I'm saying? Just like, and they're going to 2 different duty stations, 2 different parts of the world. It just don't work out. It don't work out. So I would just, you know, keep my head in the books. Like, I mean, you can have a little fling here and there, but like a whole full-fledged relationship where you're like, oh, like, cause I feel like if I'm gonna get a relationship, I want that person to eventually be my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? Experience? Like, no, like the point of being in a relationship is so they could be your wife. That's just my personal perspective about it. Anyways, yeah. So on top of that, yeah, I mean that's essentially it, y'all. People think you just hop in a relationship and just like you just fuck whatever, boom. Nah, man, like you playing with their feelings, she playing with your feelings. Like, oh yeah. So another thing about communication, right? Like I would also see a lot of the dudes like, oh man, like my wife now, she not hitting me back or whatever, or like she not responding to my text messages. What's going on? What's going? Whoop. Then you start getting all these doubts and stuff like that, and then once they finally get back home, for some reason, her photos ain't on his IG page anymore. I don't know. She out of his bio. Once he get back home, once he finish A school, C school, and he get back home, for some reason, her photos out his IG page. So I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that was the best. That was like this. And I would say for a lot of like partners, a lot of the ladies, the guys that are at home, and you got spouses that are in the military or girlfriends or boyfriends in the military, at least don't start having doubts about your significant other unless they give you doubts, unless there are reasonable reasons to give you doubts. Just talk about it first before you start coming up with, you know, assumptions and accusations. So another thing too is like I think other people that have been in a little bit longer can kind of attest to this. Like, don't really date anybody that's like in your in your department or whatever, or like don't date anybody that's like, you know, kind of like in your ship or something like that. Because it's like, I know what it's like to kind of have a relationship in the workplace. It gets really awkward, especially if both fall out and you guys are working in the same department. It's kind of awkward. So you kind of want to avoid that, right? And it's kind of the obvious, but like you see a nice, cute girl, like you start working with her for a minute, like she kind of bad, like, you know what I'm saying? Then you start hitting her up, and then you 2 link up, and then you all get in a relationship, and then shit fall out, and now you still got to work with her. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a job, like in the civilian world. You're like, oh no, this shit getting way too awkward, I'm gonna quit. No. You got like 2 more years left on your tour length, so you better buckle down, bruh. Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, I'll kind of stay away. I would go as far as to say, for me personally, I don't even date any girls that are in the military. Like, it's just not for me. Military date, military women, it's just not for me. I really rock with the civilians, right? But that's me personally. Yeah, like I don't want to fucking talk about work all the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you are getting married, that is cool too as well. You get benefits, all that, BAH, all that, a little bit extra money. And I mean, of course, you know, companionship, love, all that. That's all great as well. You know what I'm saying? That's great, but like me personally, 2 more years left. I got my contract. I'm gonna run this down, and then I'll think about probably bagging somebody. I don't know. Wow, man, I don't think I'm gonna be getting married though. It's like you see a lot of marriages fall out, bro. Like you start hearing chiefs be like, oh yeah, I'm on my second fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my third bit. So yeah, just like I said, take precautions when you are investing yourself in these relationships, right? Because like military people kind of take the brunt. Oh shit. How did I forget this one, right? I got a story, but like a lot of dudes, right, coming out of boot camp, when they get to their A school, like you gonna go to the bar, you know what I'm saying? You might meet like this cute little 4'11" Latina, you know what I'm saying, at the bar or some shit like that, or you might meet like an emo thought girl or some shit. But a lot of dudes, they go on like these dating apps, myself included. You go on these dating apps, these Tinders and all that stuff, and then you might meet someone that's probably good, you know, they cool on the chat, and then you meet them in person. It's good, but then like, you know what I'm saying? Like some girls are gonna use you. Some girls are gonna use you, bro, because they can kind of tell, especially in these military populated areas like San Diego, Pensacola, Norfolk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna make some bad decisions. Like, you gonna think she good for you, right? Like, you gonna think that little stripper, like, she fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I literally saw somebody marry a stripper. Like, nah, she good for me, but then she ended up taking all his money, bro. How you marry a stripper, bro? So, live your life, bro. Live your life. But like, me personally, I went out on this date one time, messing with this girl. She cool. I told her, yeah. She like, yeah, I like military guys. I'm like, oh, word? She like, military guys? Cool. You know I'm in the military. Boom. You know I'm in the military. You know I got a car. Boom. And then I'm like, yeah, no worries. Literally pay for her meal. Pay for her, like, oh, maybe one day you could buy me his purse, bruh. I'm looking at the purse, $1,200 fucking Gucci bag, bruh. I'm like, yeah, I could bag that, bruh. I'm telling you now. When you're in the spur of the moment, you start doing unquestionable things that you would have never done if you actually thought it through. And I can say that about anything. Like, when a guy want to eat some ass, like, she was literally like, yeah, like, I wish you could buy this bag for me. I'm looking at the price tag. I'm like, $1,200, man. It's like, I'm saying, when that boot camp check hit, you think you making money, but you really not, bro. You really not making money. So I'm just looking out for y'all. That's it. Oh yeah, another thing too about if you ignore everything else that I say, today, please date within your ranks, bruh. You hear about the whole like date one up, date one down, you know what I'm saying? That's true, like to an extent. Like, I'm not even gonna be a fucking E3 trying to date an E. Don't be like no fucking E1 try to date no chief, bruh. That fraternization shit is serious, and you're gonna lose your whole career. And that tends to be a lot of things. Like that tends to be a common theme for a lot of people. Hop into the relationships, they get fucked over. Like I said, y'all, be wary. You don't want to be saved, bruh. You don't want to be saved. Don't save her. You don't want to be saved. Shit. Well, shit. I mean, that's basically all I got for y'all. My main thing is just be like partners and people that are in the military, spouses, all that. Like, both of y'all, just be flexible. Like, communicate with each other because nothing is guaranteed. Plans change all the time, but at the end of the day, as long as you guys could communicate, it's probably very hard to communicate when you're on a ship. Right? That's where the partner got to be flexible. Me personally, I'm not getting married. There's too many factors that come into play. I might just split our whole marriage. You know, there's too many factors. I respect the people that have done it and are doing it, are maintaining those relationships. It is not an easy feat. Actually, any long distance relationship is not an easy feat. So I respect you guys and gals 100% for making that happen and not making us all look like shitbags. So anyways, y'all, if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'm coming out with more videos, staying consistent. And as always, stay classy and happy 4th of July.